It's me, Tony, Secondhand Daisy. That's my phone making noise for whatever reason. Actually, I should put my glasses on. But anyway, here's my pickup today. I didn't go to any yard sales. I did an appointment. I bought this stuff from a friend of mine. He does Amazon. He does FBA. And a lot of stuff isn't worth listing on Amazon. Stuff that I can sell at the flea market from a couple of bucks up to maybe $4 or $5 at most. So he basically gave me a really sweet deal, but I had to dig through about maybe about 8 boxes like this, and he's not that close, so it took me a while to get there. But I had to, after this it'll be like me in the car. I'm going to do it backwards. I'll show my pickup first. But he had a lot of stuff to look at, and what he'll do is he'll just sell the stuff he doesn't want. He dumps it on eBay, and normally he figures he makes about 25 cents a piece most times, right? So instead, what he'll do with me is he'll just let me pick whatever I want. I get for 50 cents. So what I did was I picked 212 items from him, and I spent $106. He actually was like, "Oh, just give me 100." I was like, "Nah, no." He's very nice, and it's $6. He could do whatever he wants with it. So anyway, I'm going to show what I got. He actually had records. He says he's not dealing with records right now. So I looked at the records. Most of the records, I don't even know a lot about records. I know music. I know what music I like. I know what other people like. So I don't really know if any records are worth that much most times. I figure they're mostly worth $4 to $10. But I'll show the records I got first. He had about 10 times this many records. But most of them were like Engelbert Humperdinck, this stuff, I wouldn't know. I'd have to be an expert on records to know if anybody even wants this stuff. But I just pick rock. I like rock, and most people like rock, and it's easy to sell at the flea markets and the store. So here's what I got. Bob Dylan. Everybody like Bob Dylan's greatest hits. This probably has almost no value on Amazon. I can just assume because it's a greatest hits. Anything greatest hits has almost no value on Amazon or eBay. But people like it at the flea markets, regular people. I don't know, I couldn't read the name on this, so I liked the cover, so I just took it. I still don't know who did this. It's something YX. You can kind of see the letters. That looks like an E. I'm going to have to figure out how to... Leave Me Girl, The Children. You know what? I just like the cover, so I took it. Who cares? All right, Johnny Cash. Don't know if it has any value. This is... Oh, this one's actually sealed. But that doesn't really mean much. It might only be worth like $10. I have no clue. All right. AC/DC. Anything AC/DC ought to be worth 4 to 10, maybe, at least. Steve Miller. I like Steve Miller. Woo, woo, woo. Ray Charles. I like Ray Charles. Chicago. Now I know that's probably like a $3, $4, $2 one maybe. Eagles, Long Run. That's a good album. Fleetwood Mac. I thought this was cool. Shaft. As everybody knows, the new Shaft movie's coming out. I believe Isaac Hayes is not with us any longer. Beatles Help. This is probably, I can probably get like, depending on the condition of the record, at least $4, maybe as much 8 or 10. Bob Seger. This is probably like 4. Anything Bob Dylan. Led Zeppelin. This wasn't in great condition, but if even one of the discs in here is good, it's at least 4 to 10. That's what I'm assuming. Most of these are worth at least 4 to 10. Frampton Comes Alive. I've had that. It's like maybe $4. Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle. Herb Albert. I was like, oh, let me take a jazz one. Well, I guess Herb, yeah, it's kind of jazzy. And then there was a bunch of Herb Albert make that. I don't know why I said Miller. And I was like, I guess I'll just take these. Glass Houses. I might have even passed on this, but it's so covered so clean. Here's Elvis. This one might be sealed too. Is this sealed? Yeah. If they're sealed, they should be worth at least 5, 10. I don't know. I mean, it may not be worth listing online, but and it's everybody likes that. The Clash. This isn't in great shape, and if it was any other band, I might have passed on it. But I like the Clash, and if the disc isn't bad, it'll have some value. Monkeys, this is flea market, like $2 to $4. Calvin Harris. I don't know, this is really clean. I don't know who this guy is. I just like the album cover. And oh, you know what? He looks like a DJ. So I just thought it was cool. I figured I'd take it. And America. Okay, now I'll just go through like the CDs and kind of show what I got. And you'll see it's actually a lot of decent stuff. Beastie Boys, Green Day, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Beatles, Abbey Road. So see, it's a lot of decent stuff. Beatles. And I literally went through, I would say, there's 200 CDs in here almost. There's like 190. So I went through, I guess, about over 1,000. And I just went quickly. Outfield, I figured I'd take up Leonard Skinner. I like Leonard Skinner. I just went through like as quickly as possible. And then I had a pile that was probably, it would have been like 2 boxes. But then I went through those. And if they had any marks, or if they were empties, obviously, Bob Dylan, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, I just put them back. I was like, I can't deal with that right now. I have a lot of that kind of stuff. Green Day, Bob Dylan, The Clash, singles. I really like The Clash, one of the bands that I grew up on. I saw them in concert. I've seen almost no concerts in my life, but I did see The Clash. That should be Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Leonard Skinner, Guns N' Roses. I just keep showing these. So, as you can see, this stuff really has very little to no value. Lou Reed on Amazon, Fleetwood Mac, Jimi Hendrix, Simon and Garfunkel, Eagles' Greatest Hits. But at the flea market, I can sell them anywhere from like, $1 if I'm desperate. And I'd still double my money. Normally I don't get to double my money because I wind up paying $1. Aerosmith, Rolling Stone. This album doesn't really seem to sell, but I took it anyway. It's a Stones for 50 cents. Roy Orbison, Best of Cream. I like Best Ups. Police, AC/DC Live. Pretty much anything Best of, I'll almost automatically take. Pretty much. Simon & Garfunkel Greatest Hits. So you'll see a lot of Sounds of Silence. I like Rage Against the Machine. No doubt. I don't know if anybody's familiar. I like Soundgarden, another person who has passed away. Fleetwood Mac. Billy Joel, A Stranger. Believe it or not, Billy Joel doesn't sell that quick. I want to have some bands like Korn and the Best of the Band. See, Best ofs. Let's see. Beastie Boys. I like them. Smiths are pretty cool. And he's like a crooner, but he's from the 80s. Beastie Boys, Jimi Hendrix, Toto, Rush, Black Crowes, and Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. I'm only going to do this about another 150 times. Supertramp was actually a pretty awesome band. Neil Diamond, Rancid. I don't really know much about Rancid. Beastie Boys, Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, Best of Rolling Stones, Steve Miller, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Soundgarden, Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. This is stuff I've sold and I sell. Some of it doesn't sell quickly, but it's a lot of it now is classic rock, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're pretty much classic rock now. Bob Dylan, Chicago, Decade of Steely Dan, U2, Greatest. I don't even buy U2, but I'll buy the best stuff. Genesis, Boston. For some reason, U2 doesn't seem to sell. Bob Dylan, Modern Times. Simon Garfunkel again. Beatles #1. That's good because it has a lot of good Beatles hits. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. Green Day. Green Day has started selling. The Police. Police don't really sell very quickly, but I still like them. They're a good band. Bread and Butter. Foo Fighters. Hey, in case you didn't know, the lead singer in Foo Fighters was the drummer for Nirvana. Queensryche. Another Pink Floyd. Offspring. Offspring was a pretty cool band in the 90s. Limp Bizkit. I'm not a big fan of Limp Bizkit, but AJ likes them. So Hotel California, Eagles, Van Halen. Police again. Grateful Dead. Zeppelin. He had 2 of these, but I still think I can sell them for $2. I think what I'm going to do with this stuff is I'm going to sort it. Revolver. He gave me this. He says this is probably like a $12 game on Amazon, and he was going to list it, but he's gated from that particular game. Steve Miller. And it's only worth $12, so, what is going to do? Who cares? Meatloaf. Is that Bat Out of Hell? Yeah, Bat Out of Hell. Rage Against the Machine. If you don't know Rage Against the Machine, you should check them out. I don't believe they exist as a band anymore. This is Stained, and it says the singles. I probably know their music, but I can't tell you one. So I'm going to listen to that. Genesis. Bullet for My Valentine. I like the cover. I thought it was pretty cool. And these guys look like they rock hard, so what the hell, why not? Beatles, Aerosmith, Bob Dylan, Morrissey. I like Morrissey. That's a good album. Garfunkel and Simon. Diva. That's funny. Do you think if they'd call themselves Garfunkel and Simon, Garfunkel would have been more famous because everybody would have remembered his name over Simon? Nirvana. I already showed that. All right. Yeah, it's actually kind of breezy here. So, Donovan, best of the Cranberries. Cranberries don't really sell that well, but a best of I'll take. Van Morrison. Best of Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. That's one of the best albums. Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know that album at all, so I figured I'd get it. Listen to it, maybe in the store. REO Speedwagon, Leonard Skinner, Greatest Hits, Cranberries Gold, Zombie. That's one of their great hits. B-52s, No Doubt. This is singles. Queensryche, Marilyn Manson. This is probably one of his most famous ones. Albums. It's the one that everybody knows, so I figured 50 cents, right? Green Day, Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry was in that movie with Michael J. Fox, where Back to the Future. Decade of Steely Dan, Best of Beach Boys, Guns N' Roses, The Police, another Green Day, Black Sabbath, Green Day. You see, this is all like good, solid rock. And I don't buy a lot of the more contemporary CDs or the more contemporary stuff. I would say anything after 2000 because I've tried it, right? Believe it or not, I'll get like a Lady Gaga CD, and what I generally sell is the classic rock to people who still listen to CDs. A lot of the kids that are listening to the music, they don't really use CDs. Grateful Dead, Birds, Poison. Someone told me that the long tongue cover could be rare, but I had it and nobody ever bought it. From Eagles, Greatest Hits, Soundgarden again, Rolling Stones. This is probably a pretty good one. It might be a best of. Who's this? Looks like Van Morrison, but Smashing Pumpkins. And I don't know why I said it looked like Van Morrison. I meant the guy with the flute. I can't remember his name. Yes, Allman Brothers, Meatloaf, Sum 41. Why not? AJ's been listening to a lot of Sum 41. Best of Santana, AJ. Let me know if you want that. He won't watch this video. Unless it's video games, AJ checks out. Best of Kansas, Greatest Hits, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beatles, Master Volume 2, Cat Stevens, Greatest Hits, Grateful Dead, Aerosmith. Some of this is going in the store, some is going to the flea market. Green Day, American Idiot. In the store, I'll make it 5, but I've only sold 1 CD in the store so far. But what I can do is I can always take them out of the store, Beatles, and bring them to the flea market if they don't sell. And I'll just tell people 4, 3 for 10, depending on if I do a good show. Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind, Van Halen, Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Hollies, Johnny Cash, 18 golden hits. Talking Heads, I like the Talking Heads, they're good. Santana, what do you got? Pat Benatar, Greatest Hits, she's performing, she's in concert. Eurythmic, Greatest Hits, U2, that's I think best of, yeah. Aerosmith, The Clash, best of REM. REM's a good band, but I don't seem to sell it that well. I don't know why. Eurythmic's Greatest Hits, Who's Greatest Hits, Grateful Dead, Best of, Green Day, Metallica, Evanescence. I don't know. There was a bunch of these. I figured I'd take one, see if it sells. I think I've had it before, Evanescence, and I can't remember if it's a seller or not seller. Metallica, Police, Best of Cheap Trick, AC/DC, Razor's Edge, AC/DC, Back in Black, Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine, Journey, is that Greatest Hits? Yeah, Journey, Greatest Hits. The Beatles, 1962 to 1966. You know, a lot of people think Beatles CDs are worth a lot of money. They're not, because they're very overproduced. Matchbox 20, Santana. Van Halen Live, Billy Joel, Greatest Hits. This is a Rolling Stone Hot Rocks, which is a good one. I think it's like best of. And, of course, Smashing Pumpkins, Melika, and then there's an empty box. Hey, off to work? Off to work? Oh, okay. Did you see the cat today? There was a cat in the backyard. You didn't see? Yeah, all right. It ran away, though. I'll see you later. Anyway, I was talking to someone else, obviously, unless I'm like nuts and I'm talking to myself. All right, so that's everything I got today. In the beginning, I talked, on the way to the place, I talked about how I know I'm getting decent stuff today. And I can figure I'll at least, for the 106 I spent, I will, at the very, 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 very least, probably 4 times my money. And I could do better. But I would say at least 4 times my money. So I make 100 into 400, and it shouldn't take too long to sell this stuff. I don't know, if I'm going to put this part first for people just like pickups. And the part after this is us going to the place to pick up and just talking, me and myself. Anyway, this is everything I got. I'm doing this again tomorrow. I don't know if there's a town-wide. I don't know what I'm doing yet. We will see. And in terms of flea markets, on Sunday, I'm hoping to be at the Nutley Street Fair, but the weather looks like crap. Anyway, I'm out of here. Subscribe to the, there's going to be a little eyeball over here in the video. Click on that, subscribe to the people I put there, subscribe to the people at the end of the video, and go in my description and subscribe to everybody that I put there. Other than that, I'm out of here. Bye. Today, we're not going to sales, right? No. Today, we are going to an appointment. I'm not really going to say, yeah, it's somebody I know. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to show where, just because I don't know, privacy, I guess. But the one thing though is like when we don't go to sales, the one thing I miss is the possibility. You know what I mean? Like the possibility, because I know exactly what I'm going to get today. I'm going to get some CDs, right? Which is fine. I like CDs. I can sell them at flea markets. But and street, pretty much anywhere. But the thing is I don't know what I'm not going to get. You know what I mean? Like, you might have found some good jewelry today, or
the newspaper didn't have any sales. They only had like a quarter of a page, which is really weird for this time of year.
Yeah.
There used to be at least a half a page to a page full.
Yeah, people don't want to pay $50 to say we're having a yard sale. It's like a lot of money.
I think these newer generations just are not into yard sales.
But they don't read the newspaper.
I think they just dispose of their stuff. Either they throw it out or they give it to charity.
Nah, they sell it. They sell it on Facebook and stuff.
They might sell their more expensive stuff on Facebook or Etsy or...
I mean, normal people don't give a crap about anything. If you have a good job and...
People aren't like they used to be. People, like my parents, used to be very, like, you save, like, you don't throw anything out.
Yeah.
You either give it away or you try and get a little bit of money for it.
Yeah.
But now I think the newer generation is all into just chuck it. I've used it. I'm done.
I don't feel
just
that way.
throw it out.
I feel the new generation is like, I'm going to maximize all the money and get back as much as possible for what I have.
But they're not buying as much nonsense.
Yeah, but then they have nonsense to sell. And then they want like Funko Pops.
Why do you think all these guys are like finding all this stuff in the garbage?
Oh, but they find garbage in the garbage. It's like pots and pans.
They're finding nice stuff in the garbage.
Nah. We watch other pickers and stuff like that. And like Taco Stacks or like Tucker Upper or Blue Bus Dave, guys like that. And they're going around and they're finding stuff in the garbage. But it's stuff I wouldn't even want. I would throw it in the garbage.
Not. They're finding good stuff
like
in the
what?
garbage.
What can you remember?
Oh my God, I had to give you a friggin' example.
A example.
Oh, he found, Blue Bus Dave found that big, I forget what he calls it. It was like a big brass, sort of like a coffee urn or something.
Yeah, who cares? That's like big and annoying.
Wait, see now, you wanted an example.
No, I said something good.
I gave you an example.
I said like a box of jewelry.
Friggin'
Find a box of jewelry.
He did find a box of jewelry.
That was crap.
See, you want an example, I give you a friggin' example, and you blow it off.
Yeah, a good example.
So don't, stop.
It's the stuff that I would throw away. How are you with jewelry that you don't want?
I want to make a bag of it and just sell it as part
for whatever, right?
Whatever.
So that's what he
Somebody
found, a
else
bag
wants to put it out and sell it for $1. Go
yeah,
ahead,
I mean, every once in a while they get lucky, and like I think out of all of Tucker Upper's videos, one day he went out and in the trash And he must have hundreds and hundreds of videos now. So if you're willing to go out and dig through trash like hundreds and hundreds of times, every once in a while you'll find something like he did. He found like a Nintendo 64 and some games, about $150 worth of stuff.
See, now right there, you just gave yourself an example.
Yeah,
Why are you busting my tab?
out of like
It doesn't
150
matter.
times.
It doesn't matter. He still found something in the trash.
It's like going to the
that
beach.
You would say, who would throw that out? But they do throw it out.
Yeah, and once out of 150 times. And normal people don't want to do that. Normal people don't want to be bothered. Like if it's
Don't
somebody
want to be bothered what?
trying to sell stuff or look in other people's trash for stuff.
No.
We're like fucking
raccoons.
About
people throwing shit out.
People like us are like rodents. We're like raccoons digging in people's trash. But I don't do that. I can't get into it. I'd rather just go and buy something, you know. I don't like ripping trash and who knows what's in there. Grandpa's diapers. You know what I mean? It could be anything. It'd be like
this
fucking
whole thing
Ebola.
started because I'm saying that I think a lot of the younger generation just trashes their stuff,
But I
or they
disagree
give
with
it
that.
away with charity.
Well, maybe they
So,
give it away, but I'm going to say they don't. They sell shit on Facebook or not even Craigslist anymore. Craigslist probably sucks. We're on the New Jersey Turnpike. No, or they sell it on eBay or well, not so much Amazon too. Amazon sucks. I'm glad I'm not on Amazon. They started messing with me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out of here, Amazon. You
look,
lose
they're
it.
finally building this, and it looks decent.
I heard it's delayed again though.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what I think. AJ might have told me. Somebody told me that they're like, yeah, we're really gonna do it this time, and then it's like, something happened again. Yeah. So anyway, what I really started the conversation was like, I miss the possibility of what I'm gonna find at sales. You know.
I don't know. We go to like 9 out of 10 sales have nonsense.
Well, 9 out of 10 items, or 9 out of 99 out of, I'll say 999 out of 1,000 items are nonsense that we buy, you know. I mean, most of the stuff we buy is like $5 or less on the resale. You know, that's what we do flea markets. So we could sell stuff that's worth like, $5
Yeah, because
or
I can only sell stuff $10 or less.
Yeah, at the flea markets. Well, flea markets, I mean, regular people, they're not, it's not
and
like they're going to Macy's.
Even if I ask $10, they poo-poo me.
Yeah. AJ had like this micro Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Micro on his counter, and when the kids came in, and AJ put 100 on it, but he didn't put dots or anything. So like if you don't know
it, is that $1?
Yeah, the kid's like, is that $1? I'm like, no, actually, this is really rare. That's probably $100. But that's like, it's like people go into stores like ours, or they go into like.
You have to put decimal points and you have to put dollar signs.
Yeah, I know.
Because how many times have you put like 25 on a video game in the case and somebody says, is that 25 cents?
Yeah, and I mean,
and I'm like,
dude, don't you know what a dollar sign looks like?
No, you didn't put a dollar sign. You just put 25.
Yeah, I always put a dollar sign.
Well, now you do.
Well, no, I didn't used to price everything. I used to be like AJ. But then when I would walk away from the table, everybody would scam you. They go like, I got this from the $4 3 for $10 pile.
Yeah,
so I'm like, screw it, I won't memorize prices.
Or
I'll just put a price sticker on.
Prices on the Nintendo sleeves, but then they would take the sleeve off and hand me.
Yeah, and that was before. Well, you were green. You didn't know anything back then. Some truck is. It must be up there because look, the red truck is swerving. He wants to get around. I don't know. It's actually traffic is moving pretty well today. You know, for where we're going.
Was he just honking at this guy because he felt he was going slow?
Well, the guy that was in the slow lane, yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
I think he was behind that guy.
He was behind
and he went around him so that he could honk him and let him know you're going too slow.
Yeah.
It's like, screw you.
Or was he behind the truck there and tried to go around him, but then he sped up so he couldn't go around him and now he's behind him again? I don't know. Yeah. People, we got a lot of crazy-ass drivers. Like, look at this. She's on the phone. I know it.
Well, she went around me. I was going to change lanes, but she changed. It's Florida.
There you go. Florida driving. Now she's on the phone. She's got her big old Ram pickup truck.
Jersey drivers are doing
that too. She probably got a dog in the back. You know, the dog on her lap. You know.
Yeah, I don't get that with doing the crossing guard. You don't know how many times I see the dogs in people's laps.
Yeah, I mean,
they're driving the car. It's like,
I'm surprised officers don't pull them over all the time. Like, is it okay? How about I put a person in my lap? Maybe a baby. you know, or cute little babies.
That's so dangerous. If they get in an accident and their airbag goes off, that dog
First of all, you
dead.
crush your dog. Yeah.
It's squished.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, how do you know that the dog's not going to get excited and dig his claws into your lap while you're driving and make you, like, veer off the road?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
replace
a dog with anything else, like a baby or a person, a small person. Or...
Oh, also, driving by me there, the kids are in the back seat hanging out of the window, and I have to yell, seatbelt! Baby's like hanging out the window, yelling at his friends in the park. I'm like, dude,
it's not your dog, it's your baby. You know? Hey, dog, your baby's head shouldn't be hanging out the window. You know? Like, tongue wagging, whatever. Ears flapping in the wind.
Well, we got off topic.
Yeah, so I still missed the opportunity of finding what could be anything. You know, like the surprise.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, you said there weren't really a lot of sales today anyway, right? That we could have went to. Fridays kind of sucks. I don't like estate sales so much, you know?
I found stuff at the estate sales.
I know. But I like just...
It's just I had to pay more than I would like to pay.
I don't even mind paying more.
But as long as I can make money, I don't mind.
I get this kind of feeling of resentment from, we're hitting traffic. A feeling of resentment for anybody that's in the business, that when you buy stuff off of them, they get pissed off that you're going to make any money at all. You know, that's why when you go to the estate sale, it's like, how much is this vase, which I value at $30? $30? All right. You know what I mean? Oh, I can sell this for $20. How much is this?
The most they can make for
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel there's a resentment.
I can understand, but there's a point. Do you want the people to have... Most of the buyers that come to your sales are resellers.
Right.
So, do you want to hold on to the stuff, or do you want to get rid of it?
Let them make some money.
Does the person inside the house really need $30 for this, or would they be happy with 10 or 15 just to get rid of it?
That's a normal person would be happy.
Now, so
here's the other thing.
And then this way you get rid of more stuff because some of the resellers though are cheap. Like if it's worth $30, they
cheap when buying? Yeah,
yes,
I know.
They only want to pay a couple of bucks for it.
Yeah, I mean, with me, if I have to sell it on eBay, it's worth $30. I only want to pay 10 because eBay fees and shipping will eat up 10. So if I want to double my money, when I sell it at 30, no. If it's worth 30, I can pay 10, and I make 20 after all is said and done. Plus, I got to do work though, so it's not like I just buy something and flip it if I got to stick it on eBay, which pisses me off. No, but what I was gonna say though about like, all right, the thing what I was saying about like sellers, people like at estate sales, there's this weird resentment because imagine that they find out like that you sold some for a lot of money, and it's like they can now.
We've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, they can now. It's easy if you sell it on eBay. If you buy something for like $2 and you didn't realize that it was really good, maybe you had a feeling it was worth $50, right? But you put it on and it does $500. If the person gets wind of it, you know they're gonna be like, I don't know, this truck is behind that other truck. It's just a row of really slow going trucks, which is unusual.
But then you get that one truck that
yeah, because you don't drive fast, so you actually going around people. AJ would be on their butt though. He'd be like right behind them.
That's so dangerous.
Yeah, I tell you, I said, AJ, just go around them.
Daisy was saying how I don't think she likes driving.
Nobody likes driving with AJ. The worst was I had to follow AJ. That was the worst. Because he's like, you drive the old car. He says, you used to it. You drove it before. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, right? But I'm driving his car. The new car is a 6-cylinder, and it's in really good shape. It's not even new. But it's like 6-cylinder and has really good pickup. And he's used to driving his old car. His old car, you gotta like hammer your foot to get it to go. Plus it rattles and makes a lot of noise. So he's like zipping around, and I'm like stomping my foot on the accelerator, and the car's going like, you know, I'm like, yeah. I was not feeling it with that car. But okay, so like you don't miss not just going to yard sales. You'd rather go to an appointment where you buy something.
I'm sorry, say it again.
So you don't really care or miss that the unknown of yours.
Of course, it's fun to like treasure hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like best about all of this stuff. If I had a lot of money, I didn't have to work, I would just.
Because we don't find as many little treasures as we do.
I don't know.
Not like. I'm not talking about finding things that are worth so much money.
Well, it makes it
just
easier.
Stuff that you could flip for a couple of bucks.
Yeah, well, it's very competitive right now, But the thing is, right, you have the level where people, I mean, it's good to do flea markets because, like, a lot of people don't want to deal in stuff that you can't make good money on eBay. You know what I mean? It's like if you can't make...
It's so expensive to put stuff on eBay with the fees.
It's not even, I wouldn't even mind, eBay could be like 50% in fees, right? If I were finding stuff that I would make like a lot of money on. But it's more like the time. If you're only going to make like $5 profit, but it takes you like 20 minutes to list something because you got to take pictures, write a description, and do work, right? Well, then you're making like 15 bucks an hour, and you might as well get a shitty job somewhere. You know what I mean? You get a government job and make more. So it's like you wind up doing all this work, and you're like this eBay slave, Like even Steve says, like, all he does is like do eBay, and I'm like, I've been there, I've done that. Where you just get up in the morning and you go, let me see if I sold anything on eBay, and then you go, okay, I got to pack.
The thing with eBay is that you've got much more of a client base.
Yeah, well, that's the only good thing about eBay. That's literally the only good thing about eBay. If you took
money in the ticket.
Okay, if you took away the fact that everybody in the world can see your stuff on eBay, right? I'll give you 20 so we can change it. I'll help small bills. If you took away that one advantage that anybody in the world can see your item, right? Then eBay's a real pain in the ass. And it's a lot of work. And it's way harder than just buying something and just selling it to somebody who wants it, Like, and I say all the time, if something's worth $100 and I took it to the flea market and I was able to sell it for like, I don't know, maybe $50, $60, or even $45 or something like that, and still say it's worth like $100, right?
Have a good one.
I would do it any day of the week, any second, because then I wouldn't have to take a bunch of stupid photos, write a dumb description, list it on eBay, wait for it to sell, pack it, ship it, take the chance it gets damaged, so the buyer gets it, and then he's all like, it's like, I'd rather just sell stuff. It's just the only thing that eBay has done is it's made it possible to sell stuff that normally you couldn't sell. But it's kind of tanked the stuff that you normally could sell. You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait. I gotta see where I'm going.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to go the wrong way. All right. But yeah, it's just like that's in my opinion, the only real advantage eBay has over flea markets is that, like, at the flea markets you go to, your local flea markets, you're going to get the same bozos over and over, just coming around. They never want to pay more than a certain amount, and if it doesn't sell, it'll never sell. Winds up, you got to put it in your garage, or if you're desperate to get rid of it, throw it into auction. You need the space.
0.6 miles. Keep left onto I-78 West, then keep right.
I think I'm going to end it here because you're, like, kind of concentrating.
Well, yeah, because I got it. Ooh.
Yeah, speed bump. Not even speed bump, just whole potholes. All right, you're concentrating. We don't know where we're going. I'm going to turn this off. Goodbye.